So we've added some more galvanized trailers to our lineup, so we thought we'd do another video and explain a little bit more about the different galvanized trailers. I think we did highlight some of these, the traditional ones that we've had in for a while in our utility trailer video, but we're dedicating this new video strictly to galvanized trailers. There's a huge market for that, becoming more and more popular here in our climate in Atlantic Canada. Galvanized will last without maintenance for an awful long time. So will painted, but painted trailers need to be touched up on an annual basis or even biannual basis. Galvanized, you're good to go for years. So this one right here that we're looking at, this is traditionally an ATV and a side-by-side trailer. The measurements are, the deck is 68 inches in width and 123 inches in length, with a top rail of approximately 9 inches. Plenty to stop side by side or an ATV if you're bringing it in and putting it up against here to secure it. They also have D-rings to help secure it as well. These are nice features that will make it a lot easier to strap down than trying to go up through a rail. And it's not always a good idea to strap into the top rail in the middle, because your strap can slide and it just allows your cargo to shift if that happens. So starting at the front, some of the features I like about this trailer are it has a really well insulated wiring harness. So it's rubber encased, high quality rubber coming up to the four-way connector, and that runs through the tongue down into the back. It's not rubber encased all the way through. However, this is the area that receives most of the abuse up front, so it's a very nice feature. It does come with its own little security clip that goes inside of the coupler. When you put that down, the security clip pushes right through there. Again, a nice feature, saves you from losing one of those handheld ones that you have to put through, and when you take them out, people drop them all over the place. Another nice feature about this trailer is not only does it have the ramps, but it has a tilt. So this pin comes out and it allows the whole bed to tilt. Now that can be handy if you're into ATVing and snowmobiling in the wintertime, because snowmobiles don't climb these mesh gates well at all, whether it's a full gate or a ramp. The best thing to do is these come off, and I'll explain to you in a minute how to do that. But when you take those off, you allow the deck to tilt back and your snowmobiles can drive right up onto the deck. Pressure treated 3/4 inch plywood, so a long, lot of longevity in this deck. Another nice feature is you've got the fenders and you have these gussets, so they provide extra strength as well as a port for the LED bullet lights. But in addition to that, if you're on a side-by-side and you're stepping out, there's not enough room all the time on the deck. You can always step out onto the gusset. So it gives you security in two different ways. Security that your fender is going to be strong and going to be there for a long time, but also security getting out without having to step on your rail or step from the side-by-side down to the ground. This year, K-Trail has upgraded their tires. They're still 13-inch tires. However, they're now radial tires, which just give you better life and, to a degree, a better ride. They do come with the bearing buddies. I don't know if you can see that or not. We are kind of tight for space here. But this rubber cap comes out, and there's a greasable fitting in there, and you just pump grease into it until it starts to come out towards you and you know your hub is full. Again, we also have galvanized rims on this unit. So if we come to the back here, you can see easily where you pull out the ramp. So you pull this clip, pull this rod out from the opposite side, and your ramps come right off. Very easy, and that'll allow your deck to flip up and you can ride up a snowmobile up the back or whatever you might have. With the ramps in the position with the pin in, you just unclip this, pull this rod off, your ramps flip down, and you can slide them together or leave them further apart as they are. Where they're at is perfect for side-by-side. If you've got a four-wheeler, you might come a little closer together. Lawn tractor, you'll want to bring them very close together. They'll slide together within a few inches of each other. Another nice feature is this here is there to hold the light but also protect it, and it just makes it harder to get in and smash that light off. We looked at the 68 by 123, and this is another 68 by 123. The only difference being this has a tandem axle on it, and if you can see from the side, you've got 4 wheels instead of 2. Same trailer, really it's the same gross vehicle weight because it's the same frame. However, they put two 3,500 pound axles, no brakes on them. They could very easily have done two 2,000 pound axles, but it just means more inventory, so the manufacturer decided to do two 3,500 pound axles. The whole reason for doing this is some people prefer the stability of a tandem axle. This is not necessarily about hauling more weight, it's just about hauling a little bit more stable. You can tell that you have very, very low tongue weight because the tongue is actually off the ground on this one. So you have to put pressure on it to get it to hit the ground. Comes back up very easy. So when it's hooked to your vehicle, if you've got something heavier on and it's a lighter duty vehicle like a small SUV or a car, it will have less tongue weight on it. So it's a very nice trailer. Again, all the fantastic features that we had on the single axle 68 by 123. And one thing I didn't mention on the first one is that these don't come standard with tongue jacks on them. However, tongue jacks run, depending on your quality, anywhere from $35 to $50 in range for what we call a swivel tongue jack that mounts to the side and swivels down, and either offers a wheel or a pad, so that wheels are nice because you can move them around fairly easily. From there, we come into similar type trailer, same manufacturer. However, this one has slightly different dimensions. It's 63 inches wide, so 5'3" by 123 inches in length. And this one has the full mesh gate on it instead of just the flip-up ramps. So this is not necessarily just a side-by-side or ATV trailer. This is a little bit more utilitarian, a little bit more general purpose, and it has solid sides as well as higher sides. So the sides on this measure 20 inches in height, and they have a solid galvanized panel put into the sides as well. The nice thing about this is if you're carrying mulch, if you're carrying gravel, if you're the kind of homeowner that's always doing a little bit of landscaping, and then you're using it for side-by-sides, ATVs, recreational stuff in addition to, this is a very nice feature to move up into. A little bit more expensive. I think these are roughly about $400 more than the other version, but they certainly offer their value. Full mesh gate is also easily removable, as are the ramps. We've seen the ramps, how easy they were to remove earlier. Same system with the gates. So it's hard to see from your angle, but there's bolts on either side. You just undo those bolts, the ramp slides right off. And it has a nice strong clip here to hold the rear gate up in place. That slips right off, and then this just helps secure it. Very secured, and it's not fumbling with pins like on some of the other utility trailers out there. We've seen the D-rings on the open sides and where they were, and they're fantastic D-rings. These also have D-rings, so you can still haul your equipment. They're riveted to the main frame on the sides. A little bit lighter, but still plenty of strength in there to haul an ATV and a side-by-side. And we can also see how these are bolted on these sides. And why that is that the frame and this corner piece get dipped in the hot galvanizing solution. If this panel was on the trailer at the time, then it would be warped from the heat of the solution. So these are done separately and then bolted on after the fact, but they still are a fully galvanized panel. Now this trailer is not to be mistaken with what we call a hardware store style trailer. And a hardware store style trailer is something that they come from overseas. They call them galvanized, but in reality, the way they derive their strength is not the same way that this trailer derives its strength. It has a solid tube frame galvanized in and out. This is a very thick gauge in comparison to what we call the hardware store style trailers. These panels are bolted on, but the frame itself is all welded in place, and you might be able to see from this angle over here, everything here is welded. This is all welded. Without this panel, you are left with a completely solid 100% welded frame. This panel is just bolted into place for the convenience of having stuff piled inside and not fall out, so that you can haul your mulch or haul your gravel or topsoil and do your yard work, as well as haul your side-by-sides and ATVs. So this version of the galvanized K-Trail trailer, this is a 6x12. This is the heavy duty. This is the full 3,500 pound brake axle version. So this has a 7,000 pound gross vehicle weight as opposed to the other trailers, which would have a 2990 gross vehicle weight. Again, has the same solid welded side with the 20-inch high rail, the panels galvanized, bolted in place, but again, the frame is completely welded, and it is a heavier frame than on the 3,000 pound versions or 2990 versions. You'll see this here is all channel, and we have a triple tongue. So we've got the tube, the traditional center tube, and this one does not tilt. As you can see, it's welded here. Then we have channel out at each side, and that's for the extra strength, because again, this is a heavier duty version of the trailers that we single axle trailers and even the double axle trailer that we've seen earlier. Nice features. They have the safety chains and hooks to clip the safety chains on. I've never seen that before. Very nice feature. This one does come with the tongue jack. It has 7-way connection because of course you have to have brakes on this trailer. It has the Breakaway Kit that tells you where your battery is. So if you're hooked to your vehicle, it'll give you a charging code if you are charging off your vehicle. If you're not, that'll let you know your vehicle has a problem with its charge line. It'll have a recharge button here, meaning it's low, or a green button up here, meaning it's fully charged. Very nice feature for the Breakaway. Very few trailers have that. So if we move around to the side, again, this is 6x12, so a little bit longer. We still have, if you want to have a look in here, we still have the D-rings mounted in here. Heavier duty D-rings than the other ones, because again, this is meant for heavier loads. The other thing that's nice is now we're past the plywood stage. The plywood won't stand up to some of these tractors that this will. So they've gone with 2x8 plank in here. A very nice feature and required for the extra strength. All of the cross braces on the other trailers, I should have mentioned, were 16 on center. So that plywood is fine for even the heaviest of side-by-sides. When you get into tractors, you're into a couple of thousand pounds plus. So we have to move up to the plank, even though it is still 16 on center. Again, the nice gussets. The tongue comes in and connects not only with the front, but all the way back here to the side rail, the side frame rail. Again, 13-inch, these ones are 14-inch radial tires with galvanized rims. And the gate on this is much heavier duty than what we've seen on the other trailers, because again, this is meant for a slightly heavier tractor. This one has the nice LED round lights in the back too. Again, it's a heavier duty trailer. They've beefed everything up, made it a little stronger. So because of the weight of these gates, very strong, much more reinforcement. They're split right here. So you're not putting the whole gate up and down. You're putting one half up and down. Just makes it easier if you're having a tough day, or if you're putting them up and down all the time. Makes it lighter, easier to maneuver, easier to handle. And if you do have to take these off, much easier to hold than if you're trying to take off the whole long gate. And again, same way as the last trailer, in that it has bolts in through here. You just take the nuts off, slide them out, and your gate's all free. We're trying to make videos on all of our trailers, so stay tuned and please check out our website often, premiertraileratlantic.ca.
And remember, at Premier Trailer, we're a fully licensed garage, so we can do servicing both on enclosed and open place trailers.
And for parts and many trailers, we can often arrange shipping throughout Atlantic Canada at low or minimal cost. Thank you for watching our video.